the dentist. Poor son of Dracula. He's just a dud. His daddy is famous, but his name is Mud. For how much blood could a bloodsucker suck if a bloodsucker can't suck blood? Everything's fine if he sucks on the throat of a dog or a hog or a cat or a goat, but a cold-blooded thing like a lizard or a snake makes his heart start to hurt and his fangs really ache. Franken Jr. was shocked. You'll have to go see the worst monster of all. She's much worse than me. Her fingers are hooks. Hooks, needles, and spears. Her voice is a high, buzzing whine in your ears. Instead of a head, there's a big, glowing eye, the Franken boy said with a shuddering sigh. She doesn't sound scary, said Dracula's son. Not scary like crosses or stakes or the sun. So he made his appointment for just after dark at the New Transylvania Medical Park. It's awful, he whispered, so cheery and bright. You'd think it would kill them to turn off a light. They need some nice coffins. It's really a shame, young Dracula said as the nurse called his name. He followed inside, and before he could hide, the dentist was standing there right by his side. A note to the timid or just faint of heart. This story has come to the frightening part. Stop reading. Now put the book down. This is scary. Use caution. Beware and be wary. Still here? Very well. Little Drac stood in terror. He knew now he'd made the most horrible error. If he weren't undead, he'd have wanted to die. She was terrible. Awful. She smiled and said hi. Her voice was a sweet, littling song in his ears. Her fingers were fingers, not needles or spears. That big glowing eye was a lamp, not a head. It was all so much worse than the Franken boy said. Young Drac couldn't move, so she forced him to sit. Open wide now, she said. This won't hurt a bit. You aren't flossing, she scolded, and Dracula blushed. And honestly, when was the last time you brushed? You really must brush after every bite. See? A cavity's formed in this fang on the right. It needs to be mended, and so, if you're willing, I'll patch it up right with a small silver filling. A filling with silver? Drac wanted to shout. Their werewolves will hate me. I've got to get out. He changed to a bat and flew up and away. The dentist said, Fine, we won't do it today, but get it fixed soon, and you'll be glad that you did. Now here, take a sucker. You've been a good kid. He flew from the office, and homeward he raced. He sucked on the sucker, but gagged at the taste. He hoped it was flavored like blood or like liver. How scary! It's cherry, he thought with a shiver. Drac knew it was true as he spat and he cursed. My daddy may be bad, but the dentist is the worst.